This week on Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes, the triumphant return of Chuck. He is alive. The nerds discuss the PlayStation Classic and all the games that come with it. The Witcher, Marvel Disney Play shows, Attack on Titan, and is Flash Gordon relevant anymore? They also give their NerdOns for the week and a lot more, so stay tuned to this episode of Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes.
Nerds who get laid, who get laid. 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 Nerds who get laid, who get laid.
The real question, I'm curious, is Chuck, do you own a refrigerator?
Possibly.
Because it's running.
Oh, no.
Wait.
It's just because Chuck's always drinking like room temperature stuff.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. All right.
This isn't room temperature.
Well,
We
welcome
decided-
back.
we decided
well,
the
that's
other-
from Ray's refrigerator, so therefore that has no bearings on the
No.
conversation
Okay,
we're having.
what's
The
room
stuff that you
temperature?
bring always just stays in here.
Yeah,
and it's room temperature.
that's not my fault.
Here's the thing.
Yes, it is. You didn't put it
Chuck,
in the refrigerator.
We're worried you actually don't have a house.
Yeah, I don't have a house. I have an apartment.
I'm fairly certain.
Shelter.
That's not what
It
they
is a
call
shelter.
That's not what they call truck beds.
I'm fairly certain that he does not have a refrigerator.
If you put
at
a
least,
tarp over it, it's a roof.
and he just refrigerates everything in the back of his truck bed.
Yeah.
They make camper tops, man.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
you can
winter's
hang
coming.
meat and salt it.
I can keep myself some cold drinks now.
Make some beef jerky with the heat in the summer.
We
Well,
were
he's
thinking
just-
about it. Every time that you never invite us over to your house, there's never been a Chuck event.
He's always
No.
just standing by the road.
Yeah, he's always standing by the road. There's never been a picture posted of you in your house. When you got Doctor Strange, I swear you took a picture in front of a bush. Like,
I think it was at the library.
yeah. You showed me your entertainment center, which just looked like a bunch of rocks set up next to a lake.
There's just a bunch of DVDs
But the view was
and
great, wasn't it?
hot toys just shrink wrapped in in multiple layers of plastic it and looked storage like next to a rock.
The picture may even have been taken through a window.
Like you broke in and set up
Well,
Doctor Strange.
no, because at that time I had that shitty S3, so the camera wasn't as good.
Okay,
I'm
so
loving this excuse.
since let's go ahead and start this off. And welcome to Nerds Who Get
I was
Laid.
going to get there.
Jeez, Ray, thanks for jumping the fucking gun,
Well, we're
man.
3 minutes into the show.
It's okay.
Ray, it's a change is okay.
They hit play on the podcast. They know who they're listening to.
Okay, that's a good point.
All right, I'm Nathan Bachman. This is Chuck. We got
Is
Mike,
this stuff
Ray,
you should know?
and we have TJ. This is Nerds Who Get Laid
Sometimes.
Anyway,
But
Chuck,
never.
when
Yes.
can we
I'm
put
going
something
back
on
to
the
Chuck.
calendar of having an event at your house? I want to come over to your house or your apartment. I want proof.
I
When's
just want
the
to
su-
leave
When's the
once I get.
I'll take pictures. I don't know if I want to set foot on the
I
property.
don't need to come in. I just want you to open a door and let me look in. Like, what floor are you on?
Bottom.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit. No one would give you a bottom floor.
Let's see. He's in the bottom floor, probably an end apartment.
Yeah,
Because that's the quickest way to get away from the cops
does
when they
it
raid.
say boiler room like on your door? or staff only laundry? Like, what does your door say on it? Because I don't think it's an apartment number. I think it's a section of one song. Would you stop slurping in the goddamn mic? We're trying to have an intervention with you having a real house.
I thought you were having an interview, but intervention? Oh no.
Well, we just
Nope.
we
Nope.
want you to get actual four walls and a roof that you can call your own, and that a maintenance man doesn't walk in every 45 minutes to get the puke button.
God damn it, you're still here?
Yeah. I missed you guys.
Let's go to the NerdOns.
I mean, yeah, you don't really have a house if some guy named Smitty barges in every 15 minutes.
Oh, Chuck, what are you doing over there?
Holy shit, he's still here.
Is he Canadian or Scottish? I don't know.
Get your nerd on. 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 Get your nerd on.
Welcome to Nerd On, where we go over the things that we've been nerding out on the past week. We're going to kick it over to Throwback Flannel Ray and let him tell us all of the stuff he's been doing.
I've been doing nerd things this week.
All right, Mike, what have you been doing?
Wow, that is Ray's shortest nerd on.
We did a yard sale this last weekend,
which is not-
yesterday, which is not very nerdy, but I was doing a lot of
Very
that.
old people.
Yeah, it's a very old. Maybe it's old nerdy for old people. Maybe that's the old school.
Oh
nerdy.
no! I saw old people get out of their cars, and they had the biggest yard sale boners I've ever seen. They're like,
we had
licking their lips and like
The only thing nerdier
jostling their bags of change that they came up with.
than yard sales are antiquing and like, wow, how do you even put it? It's like knick-knack collecting.
Yeah,
Like Hummels?
Especially travel-based, like those spoons that you get from different places,
Oh,
like
yeah.
Different
commemorative
states.
spoons or something.
which I was really
like
upset.
thimbles or
'cause
like
I-
the pennies, the smashed pennies.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I love
Cost you
those.
51 cents.
I had some Christ crystal that I was trying so hard to unload, and people
Does
would
anyone
look at
here
it.
know what Christ crystal is?
This is what
I'm
I call it.
asking.
It was just crystal that had a cross, a bunch of crosses.
I thought
crossed
you were angry at Ray because I thought you just didn't put a comma there. Christ. I thought you meant like Christ. It's crystal. Come on, Ray, but he is Christ crystal.
Christ
and I thought
crystal
you made that up.
crystal for Christ.
Which that sounds like some kind of life-saving mechanism, like holy
the
spring
Christ
water.
crystal.
So I was trying to get rid of it because
The demons
especially
are inside
yeah,
them.
I was worried about demon possessed crystals after listening to a new podcast this week. But with that being said, I did unload it.
Yeah.
I hid it in TJ's house somewhere. So I'm just waiting for
right next to the copy of Peanuts he left you in your house.
So there's a candy dish somewhere.
Full of Satan.
And I just wanted, as a thank you, leave you Christ crystal. I think it matches the decor of your house. It's 1/6 scale.
That's okay.
Christ Crystal also sounds like a Steven Seagal album.
So
Oh God.
I guess I finally got paid back for your housewarming gift I left
Yes, yes. My bathtub still doesn't drain well. That's not a joke. All right, keep going.
Yes. So we did a yard sale, and I've been prepping for that all week. So I didn't do a ton of watching things, but I have been watching season 8 of Walking Dead, and I've really enjoyed it. I thought I've seen a lot of people talk about how they think it's really gone downhill and everything, but I've been like when I
Is
got
that
home.
the newest season?
No, season
No,
9's
nine's the
current one.
newest one. Yeah, 9's the current one. So,
So
it's,
this is when Negan was introduced.
no.
This is when Negan was.
I'm pretty
Three,
far out.
this is like 3 seasons after Negan.
Yeah, I think this is
Oh, wow.
the actual war or something like that,
there
right?
have been a few wars
Yeah.
already. It's
I need to
been
get
really
back
good.
into it. I have like 20
Ezekiel.
episodes saved up.
I know I was watching some advertisements.
Ezekiel was on last season too.
Yeah, I was watching some advertisements today. This is, I guess, Rick's last episode is airing tonight. While
yeah,
we're recording. So
And Walking Dead's usually something that I'll wait a couple of years and then watch a couple of.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah.
I watched it when it first came out for
Yep.
I think 3 seasons. Loved it.
Yeah.
But then fell off. And then I came back after the governor story arc I went through.
This is exactly
fell back
what I
in
did.
love with it.
Yeah.
And then the last episode I watched was, I guess, the final one before the season where Negan was introduced.
Okay,
And I haven't went back, and because it's a heavy show a lot.
it
of times.
really is.
It's and it takes it out of me sometimes to watch that show with the drama, and you're like, I like these characters. I don't want to watch them die.
yeah.
Like I'm more.
And some of them die in some pretty gruesome
Yeah.
ways.
Oh
And-
yeah.
I feel worse when these people die when anybody that's died in Game of Thrones, even
Yeah.
Red Wedding. Honestly, I like these people. I'm always like, God damn it, I like
Well,
that guy.
Well, like Game of Thrones, for the most part, a lot of these people either A, have it coming, or B, it's war. Walking Dead, these people have no choice.
Yeah, and
Just to
some of it's
survive.
just like it just happens, and it's like
So
fuck.
randomly done. Yeah.
And there was recently a really big one. I don't know if we want to spoil it or anything, but there was a really big death in one of the last few episodes that I watched.
With Glenn.
No,
No.
that's a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
I would personally
I know who you're
not
talking
like
about.
you to spoil it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to
think I-
spoil
I
it.
know-
But if you do,
y'all probably know. You've probably already seen
Yeah.
the spoilers, but you may have also forgotten them by now.
No, I know who you're talking about.
Because I knew it was coming, but that doesn't make
That's
it
what she said.
that doesn't make it any better when it actually happens.
Mm-hmm.
But we
Sometimes it's worse because you know.
sometimes,
it's coming.
yeah. But,
the dread.
We had a game night last night, and I came home after the game night, which wasn't as late as some of our game nights go. But I still stayed up and watched two episodes because, like, I watched one, and I was like, I gotta go to the next one, and I wanted to go to the third one. I wanted to do one more, but I was like, I just can't stay up that late. I was already dead from yard selling all day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far I've
That dickering takes it out of you.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So far I've really enjoyed season 8. It's been really good.
Season 8, most hate. We appreciate.
It's like episode
Thank
8.
you. Yeah. Chilling Tales of Sabrina.
Hey,
I think I'm up to episode 3. Not.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, we're not charging through this one again. We've been doing a lot of prep work for the yard sale this last week, but I've been digging it.
Is it chilling?
It's
A lot of people
it
say
is.
it's pretty spooky.
It's actually. I don't find it's that spooky personally.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any elements of suspense where it's scary, but it's just got a general creep factor to it because of all
That's
the
a
like
good way to put it. Yeah.
heavy Satanism and stuff that's like mixed with it, which I just love because it'll be like, oh, praise the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
They say things like that, and it's just I like the witch lore that they build in their world because they kind of pull from the old witch legends, like kind of like The Witch, the movie did. And they kind of just been building off of that. It's shot really well. The one thing that me and Ray were talking about is, especially in the first episode, it sticks out a lot, and it's still there, but they do this thing where they do a blur out of the side to make you focus in on the main character.
Yeah.
And it's kind
Ooh,
of
they put the camera in portrait mode.
pretty much very
Oh,
similar
it's
to
kind of like
that.
they did on Venom.
I
Or
think
is it's not that bad, but
it's
similar.
pretty bad.
It's not bad. It's done well.
It's distracting
in Venom,
to me.
It was not
Yeah.
done well. I think it can be distracting, but I think it was done well in this.
Like
Okay.
It's very intentional because it's almost like any of the scenes that you see. Sometimes you'll have a scene where someone's kind of drugged and they can see the middle of something. The middle of the screen is fine and everything else is blurry. There's a lot of shots and a lot of scenes sort of like that, but not as drastic.
And as the show has progressed, I mean, I'm only 3 episodes in, so it's about 3 hours. It's not done as much, or maybe I've gotten more used to it. But the general cinematography's done. The set pieces are great.
Yeah.
All the devil himself, you see him a few times, and it's pretty cool design with he has the head of the goat and the hoof legs and stuff. There's a really good scene where the devil possesses her principal, and all of a sudden he starts foaming in his mouth, and his eyes are bleeding, and he starts talking to Sabrina, threatening her, and that was pretty creepy.
That was really creepy.
I really enjoyed that. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Why does Sabrina have a direct relationship with Satan? Is she that
All
powerful?
witches do. So all witches sign the Book of the Damned, or I can't remember what it's called. Essentially, you when you
This
turn
sounds spooky.
when you turn 16,
I like
you
it.
sign a blood pact with Satan, and Satan then grants you powers of the dark magic.
And not immortality, but you
live for a
longer.
long time, and when you die, you don't go to hell. That is torture. You go to hell, but it's a different level of
You
hell.
don't go to the
Satan's-
pit of fire.
Yeah.
You go to hell, but not the pit
It's like
of
the
fire.
working stiff hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they put you to work doing
but
stuff.
Sabrina definitely has
I'm getting my boots right.
more direct connection to Satan because she's half human, half witch. She's having these conflicts of interest. She wants to stay with her friends.
Just like
She's having a hard
Muggle?
time because she not necessarily, but similar. Because
Is witch a different race?
Not really.
Yeah.
No. It's a human.
it's not done. It's not. I wouldn't compare it at all to anything of Harry Potter. There's like she's supposed to go to a school of witches.
Yeah.
I'll give it that. But and she has to cut off all her ties with her human friends.
and she does have a birthmark of a lightning bolt on her forehead.
and she wears round
glasses.
glasses. It's weird. And her wand chose her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you're
There's
saying
the
is...
train that she had to
Yeah.
take to the school.
And this big giant with a beard came in, and it was like, "You're a
Sabrina-
wizard, Harry."
Or what about the
Sabrina.
fact that she has a special relationship with the headmaster, i.e. Satan?
Well, Satan's not the headmaster; he has a minion for that.
and her dad,
His name's Satan Jr.
her dad was essentially the pope of
Dumble
wizards
Satan.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's out of the picture now. So
Pope Grandma.
it's been I've enjoyed it. It is like, I think it might be a turnoff to some people how like quote unquote
Satanic it is.
demonic
I
and
could
satanic it
definitely
is.
see if you're someone with like a lot of religious beliefs that you don't like to be challenged, or you don't like to see stuff that kind of promotes, the darker side in a cool fashion, having issues, which was when, it came out. That's what a lot of people on Facebook say, I won't let my kids see this. And
It's the Marilyn Manson of this generation.
Yep.
It's
It's not really for kids though.
It definitely
It's
isn't.
definitely not a kid.
Just like Marilyn Manson.
Exactly. Yeah. It's something that I
you.
think people are confused because of the Melissa Joan Hart show. Like, oh, this is supposed to be fun and silly, but that it's not the same thing. It's the same character, sort of, but it's based on a whole entirely different concept.
Similar how Riverdale is set up.
Yeah.
And I will say the reimaging of this is done really well, where it's sometimes they try and take an old property and make it edgier, and it just kind of falls flat. This has just been done perfectly.
Yeah, I think this is great.
And-
This is another home run by Netflix to me so far. And like I said, I'm only 3 episodes in, but I've loved it so far.
Yeah, it really, walks the fine line of, like you said, making it edgier, much like the Ghostbusters Extreme cartoon of the late 90s.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
I like how you drew that together. Thank you, Mike.
I was trying to make good
So
generating comments.
generating comments. So I also today, me and Krista.
I'm a generator.
Y'all know Krista, right? Me and Krista and Bree and Allison went to Sweet Dreams again. They had their.
I was not invited.
I
Yeah,
wanted
thanks
to go
for the invite.
so bad.
I was at work, but fuck.
I saw the Facebook thing and I
Yeah.
was like, God, I had that
I was just
family thing
expected to go
do.
by myself.
Because I would have loved some of the Mayan chocolate ice cream, man.
The Mayan chocolate I didn't have, but I will tell you what I did
I
have.
would have loved to tell you I can't go.
They had their chocolate day today, which is where they make different chocolate ice creams. Do you want me to read you the list of them?
No.
Okay.
No.
I
You
read
wanna-
it already.
You want to know what I had, right?
Just give us some standouts. How about
I had
that?
chocolate lavender honey,
All right.
which was all right.
Why would you?
The chocolate baklava was actually really good.
That sounds amazingly good because I love baklava.
yeah. I had
That's like saying it.
one called Vampire that was chocolate and wine with white chocolate chips in it,
No,
that's-
thank you.
That sounds
I
good.
want blood in it.
and it was pretty good.
Did you have the white macadamia nut?
I did not.
Fuck you.
And here's the thing. So you get these mini scoops.
Trying to eat
And
vicariously.
there's a lot of people
through
in
you.
there, and there's a lot of people like scooping ice cream because they'll have like 10 employees.
Yeah.
So you just give them a card and they go get your stuff. So
Crying.
I actually think that I did not get one. I think I was supposed to get 8 scoops, and I think I got 7. But also, sometimes you don't get what you actually asked for.
Yeah.
And it's all chocolate, so it's hard to tell until you eat it. So I also was supposed to get one called Dark Side, which was chocolate chip cookie dough in dark chocolate ice cream.
I dig that.
And I don't think I got that one because I didn't have any of that.
Or you just so fat boy ate them. You're
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
scooping them in like.
Now, my favorite was called Deep Chocolate Orange, and it was really good. It had like orange, sort of like marmalade pills in it, like maybe they had been.
Yep, I'm
Yeah.
down for that.
Yeah, and
Probably candied orange
one of
pills.
the Bree got it as well, and she's like, it doesn't even have any orange taste. I don't really like it. And the first bite I took, I got some of that orange peel, and I bit into it, and it was like an explosion of orange. And I was like, "Did you get any of the orange peel?" And she hadn't yet, so she ate some more of it, and she was like, "Oh my god, there it is!" And it just popped through, so it was really good. There was another one that was like a peanut butter cup with peanut butter and chocolate ice cream with a peanut butter swirl in it.
Yep.
That's the other one I think I didn't get, which I'm really bummed about because
Yeah,
that would have been
you'd have noticed a lot of peanut butter like
absolutely. White chocolate marmalade.
Okay.
Really dug that one. That one was really good. And then there was a Siciliano one, which was white chocolate with pistachio.
White chocolate pizza.
It was white chocolate with pistachio and lemon zest, and that one was really good
Okay,
as well.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. So it's always a blast going there and just trying out all these weirdo flavors and everything. The chocolate one's usually not as weird as their weird flavor night. And they've got another one coming up probably either the end of this month, November, or beginning-ish of December that'll be holiday flavors. So
Okay.
we'll probably hit that one up too.
This tastes like holiday sadness.
This tastes like
This is the
mashed potatoes and gravy.
Lonely on my birthday is my favorite.
They've had corn before, so I mean, I wouldn't
Car
put it
running
back
in the garage.
Hose in the window.
Is this exhaust flavor? I'm getting very tired while I eat it.
Carbon
This tastes-
dioxylicious.
This tastes just like sleeping pills.
That's it for me.
Mike.
Well,
It's uncalled for.
had a pretty good week. Didn't do too much nerd stuff. I'm back to my Mountain Man trilogy.
Okay.
So, Drunk Man fighting zombies. Haven't gotten too far into it, but as always, it's entertaining. It's from a Canadian perspective, so like I said, they call mayonnaise salad dressing, and they use kilometers, so that's really weird.
Super polite to the zombies that they're killing.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
beating you to death.
Sorry, so sorry.
So
What's this all about?
Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. I haven't unfolded the story too much. I have been busy, for the most part today, finding Black Cat locations and collecting backpats.
Locations.
Of which
What
I
kind of locations does he have?
Black Cat. Oh,
Yeah.
you're making a joke about your cat. I'm
I know.
referencing the Spider-Man video game on PS4. So
Did you do that today?
yeah, I completed all of it.
Nice.
Man, we were just talking about this
And I
last
caught
night.
all the
How good
pigeons,
this
too.
game is. Man,
Yeah.
I was so bad at the pigeons.
I just wanted to tell you that I
I
collected
know.
all of them in
I
one
collected
sitting.
them all,
Mm.
but I was just bad at them at first.
Well, you make a poor Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm getting a better hang of the fighting system, and the story's going along quite well. It's a little strange that you're kind of relegated to one island,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but there's also the one island's also very large.
Gotta
so
have all that
Yeah.
stuff to open up on Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
I guess so. So I'm interested to see the
The
DLC
quest for more
and-
money.
Yeah,
that's not even a quest for more money. This is just a great game. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a quest for more money.
I'm ready
but
for the sequel, though.
I am too already. I want
Having
all.
the Statue of Liberty right there and not letting me go swing on it pisses me off every
Yeah.
time.
you know, if
You would have to swim to it.
I would swim to it in a heartbeat so I could fucking climb on
Will
it.
it turn you around if you try?
You just stop. I've tried.
Yeah.
Did anyone take a picture of it?
Yeah.
The secret location things? That's pretty
Mhm.
secret photo ops. That's
Yes.
pretty cool.
Mm.
I got that in the obelisk in Central Park from Egypt. So I was having a lot of fun with that. I also saw Halloween this weekend on Thursday,
How was
so a day late. It was
Oh, Halloween! Actual Halloween was this weekend.
It was
too.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
it was Wednesday.
The new Halloween.
Yes,
is what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay.
the newer one with Jamie Lee Curtis. It was a very good movie. The acting was
I've heard
great.
people talk great about it.
Yeah, it's a very simple movie. It's done well. The acting is great. Jamie Lee Curtis pulls off crazy old lady. Like, she reminds me of every crazy old lady I had to deal with when I worked in a phone store and having to de-escalate things. She did it perfectly.
There's people tapping my phone.
That's pretty much it. Michael's coming. And I'm like, that's right, I am. So
I'll be there soon too.
yeah, Will Patton's in it as well, which I love Will Patton as an actor and as a book narrator.
Yes.
He does solid performances.
Can I tell y'all something stupid that y'all can make fun of me about?
Sure.
When you said Will Patton, I was like, I wonder if he's related to Patton Oswalt. And then I was like,
Yeah, I do that all the time, so don't feel bad. I think everyone's related to Patton Oswalt. Anyway, so
I just hope.
yeah, Brad Pitt. Isn't he like Patton Oswalt's cousin? I don't know. So that night that I saw Halloween, I saw it with I guess he's my oldest friend, Nick. At this point, we see each other every now and then, but we saw the movie, and he's a big game player as well. I hate to say the word gamer. I hate that word so much. And he had bought a copy of Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox One, and he ended up getting a PS4 Pro as well. And it came with a copy of Red Dead Redemption 2, so he was nice enough to give it to me.
Nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I haven't played it yet,
real
but that was awesome. I was blown away by it.
You can let me borrow it till you get done with Spider-Man.
Wait, I thought you got rootin' tootin'.
Cowboy shooting too.
I didn't realize that was actually Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, I guess they changed the working title last
Okay.
minute, and I'm pretty furious about it. That's really it for me. The rest of the week was just a bunch of bullshit.
Carl,
Bunch of bullshit.
besides fighting raccoons for your lunch.
That's always
Dead
fun.
Space.
Wild dogs. What have I done this week? I actually gotten a chance to watch some movies I hadn't been able to watch since they've come out. Nathan has talked highly about two of them. Finally saw Creed this week.
Yep.
The band?
Oh
Went
yeah,
to a
right.
Creed
Yeah, it was
concert?
amazing. But only
Yeah,
reason I got it, I bought it. It was like $3 or $5 at Walmart because I saw the trailer for the second one. I'm like, this looks really good. And Nathan's been talking about how great the first one was and how surprised he was by it because he was just going into. He's like, okay, it's gonna be good, and it was actually damn good.
damn good.
So he undersold it.
No, it's like I think my thing is like I enjoyed the Rocky movies, but I think this could be a Rocky type franchise for people that weren't fans or had never seen the Rocky movies.
For the newer
It's a
generation.
newer generation.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
like how, depending on what age you were, you like the specific Star Wars trilogy the best.
the
It does-
originals or the prequels.
It's
or
a
the new
great
ones.
job of tying it to the old one while
Mhm.
still giving you a new movie
Yeah.
for younger people to.
But I'm excited now for the second one. That comes out November. It comes out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
I don't know exactly
can't
about
I think it's
the
recall.
November.
I think it's the
Can't
next
be
2
too
weeks.
many weeks. We don't have many left in the
Oh,
year.
Yeah.
Besides that, another movie Nathan has talked about, Don't Breathe, home invasion movie. What's the dude's name? The
I
old
just-
guy from
Pandora, the bad guy.
Lang, Stephen
Stephen
Lang.
Lang.
Stephen Lang.
Blind vet, and a couple people bust into his house, try to rob him, and doesn't go so well for the three people.
It's a really good thriller.
The ones that
Cat
try
and
to
mouse.
Yeah, it doesn't go well.
Yeah,
at
there
all.
two people or three people break in,
Mhm.
and he's blind, and he's
so they think he's
rumored-
going to be an easy target.
There's rumored like there'll be a bunch of money there from a settlement from years ago,
It was
and
like
it's,
three.
and it's in Detroit.
300,000.
So he's like the last person living in the house in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it was like
Everybody's
run
moved out.
down.
And while they're in there, they make some noise, and of course he wakes up,
Mhm.
and it goes sour real quick.
Fast.
Reminds
So
me of Heart.
Very, very good cat and mouse. People hiding in the
Uh-huh.
house and him going through it because he cuts the lights off. Because obviously he doesn't see anyway,
Yeah.
and so it's very intense movie.
And then you find out his backstory of what happened to him, and then it's
I
the turkey baster was just it
If
was
you,
enjoyable.
if you watch the movie, you know what the turkey
Uh-huh.
baster. Highly suggest. It's a great
It was good.
fucking movie.
And
You like thrillers?
a Michael Lomanak suggestion. I am so mad I did not
What
see
about
this in
my
theaters.
suggestions?
I don't know what yours were.
Watch The Witch.
Was Hereditary. Exactly. I've told you to watch Witch. You know what? I'm going to find that copy and take it home.
You will never find it.
He sold it at the yard
Yeah.
sale.
It's on Netflix. It's all good now.
But Michael had seen it in theaters and suggested it. The news I like The Witch. Movie Hereditary.
I think it's on our. Is it on our?
I bought it like a
we
month
do. I haven't
ago, and I
checked it
just
out.
now watched it this past week. I was expecting one thing, like I told Michael last night, and it ended up being something else, and it ended as another thing. Because
Whoa.
I was under the impression it was going to be
A lot of
demonic.
things.
I thought it was going to be like demonic possession all the way through. Because it was like the tag, like people were saying, it was like, oh, this generation's extra. So I'm like, okay, someone's going to be possessed the whole time, and it doesn't quite work out that way. It wasn't like super quick, like scary, but there was a lot of like I felt it was very tense. Like
Yeah.
it was like
one of those movies that you just feel really tense the whole time.
yeah, and I'm like, okay,
nothing real
something's-
big happens until a certain point, but you're just.
No, it
tense.
feels like at times like the tension keeps building, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, nothing happened yet. Oh shit, something just happened, and now the tension's coming right back on you.
When I saw the trailers to this, that's exactly the kind of film I thought it was. And I don't know, I'm getting older, so I'm just not as into that stuff anymore as
You
I
should
used
watch
to be.
I got to be in the mood.
Yeah,
for movies like
that's
that.
But
that's
it- but it-
another
but it's
reason I
not-
haven't watched The Witch yet.
But it's
'cause I
not
know-
super terrifying. But there are some images where you're just like, Okay, I didn't quite need that.
At my age and health level, doctors say I shouldn't be tensing myself up.
Blood pressure's
Sorry.
high enough already, Chuck.
I'll need to.
Other than that, 2 other things I've done this week. Finally started Daredevil season 3. I just started the 2nd episode.
Wow, you're really...
No, I started
you told me
yesterday.
yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday I started it, and I'm just starting the 2nd episode. I guess that I like the direction so far they're going with Matt casting out, because like people that have read him in the comics, he's extremely devout Catholic, and it seems like he's just now casting all that away because of all the events that have happened. He's like, because he talks about Job to a nun in Father Latham.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I've seen the face of God, and I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. I honestly think season 3 of Daredevil is probably the best season of Daredevil. I finished it a couple of weeks ago. It's really good.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting a couple more episodes of that in tomorrow since I don't work. And the other
Just
thing
go
is,
ahead and finish it.
not all tonight. No,
Yeah,
I
go
gotta
ahead.
sleep sometime, man.
You don't have to. You don't work tomorrow. You just said.
Well, I mean,
I'm tired of shit. And the other thing I've done is the book club book that was selected, Heap House, by I think it was Edward Carey. I started that a couple days ago, and surprisingly, I'm really enjoying it so far. Even though
Yeah,
it's like a children's like fiction book.
yeah, it's not bad.
No, I'm enjoying it. Like the whole time, I got to the point where there was a reveal of a character, I would say.
I'm about 2 chapters in, so
Okay, you're not there yet.
yeah.
But I was picturing, because when they're talking about Claude Ironmonger, I was visualizing all the people that were living in the keeps were like automated to an extent, because that's just how it kind of seems and feels like how they're describing it with the birthrights they have. So
Well, when they mentioned marrying cousins, I was like, okay, this is weird. And then they're like, oh, it's Victorian
Whatever.
England. Never mind.
That's not weird. That's very common in this area.
Yeah.
but it's also the time period, because it's like
Mike's always talking about his
Yeah, they
hot
said Victorian England
cousin.
at one point. Because that's what they learn in school is how big the empire is and shit.
But so far, I have not been disappointed with it. I'm enjoying it. So I'm actually thinking I might get the 2nd book in the trilogy.
Oh,
What's
God.
done with this?
It's a trilogy?
Yeah.
Of course, it's a trilogy. People don't make
Yeah, it
things
said
without
book
being.
1, so I'm like,
trilogies.
right. That's actually against the book club rules. So I'm
You would
going to
think.
file a complaint. No, it is against the book club rules. No serialized books. That was from the very beginning.
Well, I didn't know that, but
I'm
Megan
filing a
probably
complaint
missed
with
that.
the Bachmans.
I'll have
But,
to
I found it enjoyable.
review it underneath the guidelines and regulations.
It's
I wrote up.
probably not a middle of the trilogy kind of book.
Yeah,
thing.
but I never
It's the
wanted
first.
trilogies because if it's good, which isn't a bad thing, that means that probably it'll continue, and then you're not reading something different for a few months because you're just reading a trilogy with everybody.
It'd be like you picking the Rye Chronicles, the first book.
And I've thought
Or
about doing
Revelations.
that. So
Yeah, we've
I'm going to pick Game of Thrones.
yeah, we got our books for the year. All right, so thank you,
I
Chuck,
picked
for
the
You're
dictionary.
welcome for the bore.
so.
Encyclopedia.
You know,
Hey.
we're already talking about Sabrina, but I've been doing a good bit of that. Red Dead Redemption 2, been diving in even more. The stuff just gets better and better. I'm not really going to harp on it too much. Guys, a new show got loaded on Netflix. I'm surprised no one else has talked about it. TJ might have. I haven't gotten him yet. Jeopardy's on there, and that's what I watched all
are
this
you
morning.
fucking kidding
Jeopardy's on
me?
Netflix?
Yeah.
Is it the
it's-
whole series?
No, it's I think it's a collection.
Oh, like Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives?
Yeah.
But it's fucking Jeopardy. I don't need the entire.
I don't need it serialized. Oh my God, Alex Trebek has shaved his mustache.
Yeah.
God damn it.
No, that was a fucking crisis. I don't know why
It
the
is a
fuck they let
crisis,
that
but-
happen.
It's just
He's
bullshit.
Canadian. I
It's
mean,
bullshit.
He's Canadian.
Just-
you can't control these
just
people.
good old
Fuck you, Alex Trebek.
Jeopardy. That's what I woke up this
Sucker
morning
Trebek.
watching. I saw it and I was like, I know what I'm watching. And I started.
Wait, are you 100?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know why I watched
Maybe that's
it.
why you had a headache.
Worse than
You weren't
watching
that smart to
Jeopardy
figure
at
it out.
7 p.m. is watching Jeopardy on Netflix.
Watching reruns of old Jeopardy.
Fuck you guys. Jeopardy is cool.
rotten
I still
knowledge.
don't know these answers.
I started a podcast from Mike's suggestion of
Is it called Nerds Who
Mysterious
Get Laid?
Universe.
Mhm.
Oh, I still need to do that.
and it's pretty good. Me and Mike were talking about it last night. That's where we were talking about
So he hates
crystal
it.
possessed, like possessed crystals.
With crosses in them?
No,
you leaving
no
people's
crosses.
houses?
I was trying to get that one possessed before I dropped it off.
Who is Crystal?
I was reading all types of satanic verses to it, and summoning demons.
Watching Sabrina while I
Sabrina,
was doing it.
yeah, put it on my TV.
Not a demon, Ari.
It's really good. I commend Mike for his suggestion on it. I will be digging in further
He has good suggestions, man.
sometimes.
All the time. You should listen to him more.
I donated blood for the first time the other day.
You did? Rip the first time?
Yeah, I've never donated
Nice.
blood before.
Why would he
Good
give
for
something
you.
away for free?
That's true. Ooh.
If I'm going to give
I've
my
never
life
done-
force
I
away,
need
someone's
10
going to pay for
shekels.
it, damn
I've
it.
never done plasma. I've never been that hard up for money for $25, and I hear donating plasma fucking hurts. So I can say I've never done it. I'm an O blood type. Look at me.
Yo,
Nice.
positive or negative?
I won't know for a couple weeks. I can call in and get that.
I don't remember what I am.
I'm O positive.
I donated
I'm
like
positive.
years ago.
I don't know what I am.
Donate blood. They'll take.
Stupid.
I had to find
No.
out before I went in the Army, and
Yeah.
they put it on my dog
Ray,
tags.
with your risk of heart attacks, donating blood would be really good for you. Just a little fact: donating blood 3 times a year can reduce your chance of heart attack by 50%. Anyway, and I finished Finders Keepers.
You did? Nice.
The second book in the series. I won't go. My review of it is I thought it was okay. I definitely liked the first book a lot better, and Outsider even more
It's
than
a
that.
glowing review.
Well,
for
Outsider is
Nathan.
the, I would say the last, it's the
the
bookmark of it. It's not, you couldn't even say that. It's an inclusion in that trilogy.
Yeah. But I don't know. Finders Keepers, I felt was going to build up to something bigger, and so out of a sudden, when I realized I was in the climax of the book that this was the ending, I was like, "Oh, really? This is it?" And so I felt a little let down by it. No, it wasn't a terrible book. I was entertained the entire time. It wasn't a bad book. I just didn't think it was that riveting of a
It's
story.
like a filler
It very
for the Hodges, Jerome, Holly, and Brady.
very much of a filler book.
But it was still, I mean, it was a good story.
yeah, it was fun.
But I mean, if it was just a book on its own,
Yeah,
not included in a trilogy, I think it would have been just as good. But just the fact it's the middle of the Hodges trilogy and doesn't really add a lot. It just adds time onto the characters, and that's it.
Yeah, and it didn't even fill out to me. Hodges, you didn't get more in depth on who he was becoming as a person. It just he's still healthy, And I'm still not having another heart attack.
I don't know what a Hodge is, so I'm falling asleep.
Detective
over
Dead
it.
Hodges.
He's
Bill
the
Hodges,
Dead Red.
the
Don't
main
explain it
character.
to me.
Yeah,
That's right. 'Cause, yeah, he started losing weight for that in that book.
Oh my god.
Shut up, Rail Talk. I'm not trying to have a I'm done with
sorry,
you.
Ray. I know.
Sorry,
reading
it's not the challenge.
yeah. We could talk about
Yeah.
the challenge again with you,
Or
or
X-Men.
another
X-Men.
mysterious
Don't
universe
bring
of
it
the
up.
X-Men
We
podcast.
still have the
Is
news.
there a X-Men Mysterious Universe?
I'm sure there is. All right, TJ, tell us what you've been doing.
Go to your shit.
So this week, got some new stuff. I got
Herpes.
2 new hot toys. Got the purple coat Joker.
Which looks awesome.
What's the purple? Oh,
Yeah,
Jared,
yeah.
oh, this is a Jared.
It's a
Leto
Jared
one.
Leto one.
I just can't care about that one. I
It's
just
not
can't.
bad. But
I understand that it is a good figure and they did a good job of sculpting and the head sculpt looks fine. I just can't care about that character.
yeah. Well, the
It's photogenic.
nice thing was I got it because it came with the imposter Joker, the Batman imposter Joker that I got.
Yeah.
Which is a
The Joker
badass
Batman.
figure. Yeah.
Or the Batman Joker.
Such a cool
It's-
figure.
Yeah.
It's Joker with the Batman suit on that he's spray
Yeah.
painted up
Yeah.
and everything.
But is it a Joker Batman or a Batman Joker?
Joke Bat.
Joker Batman.
Oh.
But it's a badass figure. It looks amazing. It's got some great detailing. Both of them have great detailing,
Yep.
and it's
Who
figure
makes
wise
that
really
one?
good. That one's Hot
Imposter.
Toys.
Is it
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
I feel like you've added me to several groups on Facebook, so I like see this stuff a lot. I don't feel like I've seen that one very often.
No,
It's not one that comes across very often.
Which is surprising because I see a lot of people with the Joker figure from the movie.
Oh, tons. Yeah.
Which I do agree is a great sculpt. I'm kind of with Ray. I don't care that much about
just
it.
can't.
I thought the Batman suit as Joker was badass, and I was surprised I didn't see more people pick that up.
Funny enough, that the Joker Batman is the first pop that I was like, I'm not a huge Batman fan. I'm not a huge Joker fan.
But you wanted that.
I love this pop. I have to get it, and that's
exactly why you like Dark Claw so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dark Claw.
Also, I had
I don't like Batman. I don't like Wolverine, but I love Dark Claw.
Last week I stopped in GameStop to buy a birthday present for my son, and ran into a buddy of ours, Jordan.
Son, I got you Red Dead Redemption 2.
You can't play it for 3 years.
Don't visit the prostitutes.
But so I ran into our buddy Jordan, and he was selling his Apple Watch Nike edition, so Series 3.
And we
That's
know
why
how
you're
much
wearing
TJ
it.
likes
Yeah.
Nikes.
Yep. I'm
Almost
a
as much
huge
as he
fan.
loves Boba Fett.
But I was just he was selling a Series 3 Apple Watch for $120. So
That's a great deal.
Such a good deal.
I
That's
said,
an incredible deal.
yes, I will do that. So I got an Apple Watch this week, and it's pretty nice.
My
I'm having a lot of fun
paid
with it.
me like $150, and I had a $50 gift card, and I still paid more.
I know. That's such a steal. Like, good for
Yeah.
you,
Yeah.
TJ.
Yeah, thank you, Jordan.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Jordan, if you're listening, if you ever want to sell anything, let me know first.
it. So watch this show that Chrissy had recommended during book club this week called Adam Ruins
I
Everything.
love that show.
It is a lot of fun.
It is.
What is it? It's on Netflix?
Yeah, it's a show where it's basically a guy comes on and debunks things or gives you the facts about something. Like the first episode on Netflix is about the TSA, about how it's just like security theater and stuff like that, and how they don't. The TSA really doesn't do anything at the airport except make you kind of feel safe and inconvenience you.
Little side story about the TSA. So we went to Iceland, as we talked about, and went through, no issue at all. On the way back, they found
no issue for you.
no issue.
Mike got caught.
Had a knife in his carry-on, I believe, and they found it.
He was going to fucking take over Iceland.
Yeah.
$80 knife.
And so
Left it behind.
go through, get back. So we're coming back from Iceland. They stop. We have a knife in our luggage somewhere. I was like, how? We didn't have a knife. We didn't bring a knife. We didn't buy a knife in Iceland.
Yeah.
No, we got through all the American customs with my favorite knife. It was a Christmas present from Mike, and we had it. I think it was in Chrissy's backpack because, like, when we go walk trails and stuff like that, we like to have a knife on us. And somehow it was there the whole time. Didn't know about it, and they caught it on the way back. And I think Mike kind of pointed out like they might have had something that was obstructing the view. Going there.
Like I said, or the knife.
It's a very unique.
It's a very odd shaped knife. It doesn't look like a knife.
Yeah.
It looks like a weird square.
So
Funny side story to that on the TSA episode.
gun.
No, they're talking about how what they'll do is when they confiscate shit, they'll do selfies and shit with what they took and everything and put it on social media. Look what I took out of this asshole's back. Ha ha ha. And all that. So your knives probably ended up on someone's social media, guys. So
I don't think Iceland's allowed to have it. Yeah.
there's this other show we started watching called Murder Maps. It's
Why am I not knowing about this?
you
gotta look things.
Yeah, it's a show. It's a British crime show.
Oh well,
So
no.
it's kind of slow.
Documentary.
The cinematography is very good. The picture quality is really good. And
I
everything.
enjoyed
It's just
Sherlock,
kind of
so I'll listen.
slow.
Mhm.
And they go through historical murders and they show the different parts of London or wherever that things occurred in.
And it's called Murder Maps?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll look into that.
It is interesting. I'll give it a couple more episodes to see what I really think about it, but it was all right. And I found that one because we had just listened to the Jack the Ripper portion of the last podcast on the left, which is like a 5-episode series on that. So
Good one.
yeah, Jack the Ripper was really fun.
He had a lot of fun.
I think I like the idea of it was the murders were actually separate people.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good theory
Copycats.
as well.
I tend
Not
to-
copycats, just
Like a group of people doing it.
no. It's just there was multiple murders and the cops just lumped them as one person.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a great one. I asked Katie when we were driving down here to type up my notes for
Is there
My
like note
NerdOns.
3? I love you.
No, it doesn't say that. It says something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
And I'll take care of that when I get home, hon.
Way to vague book it
Mm-hmm.
up in here.
No, the suggestion is not. It's not a suggestion,
Well,
but it's not
go
vague
ahead and
either.
read it out
Oh,
for
it's
us,
a
DJ.
demand.
Katie typed it,
Yeah.
so you gotta read it now.
This is her shredded wheat brick.
Yep.
Okay. Well,
Oh, because we found out that she really likes Medea movies.
Yeah, I know.
Katie
Yeah.
loves them.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
guess.
install
All right.
it
Wouldn't have
4K.
guessed.
so I don't know if I can even read this. I'll let
You
Nate.
got to.
I'll let Nate read it off for me.
Vince, fuck your amazing wife.
You have 2 wives?
Oh. All right. Y'all want to move on?
No, we can stick with that.
We're having a good time here.
We're gonna
moving
close
on.
it down, guys. See you later.
Here for a good time, not a long time.
All right, let's move on to the news. Y'all
Yeah.
okay with that?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to introduce you to the newsman of the evening, Jimmy Ray Hancock. Come on now. He's with the news. You're gonna read the news now. Jimmy Ray is reading the news. Hey Ray, what type of news you got tonight? Well, I hope it's good. 'Cause it's Ray with the news. Here we go. Ray's with the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat. Ray's reading the news chat.
All right, guys, we got some news. Let's kick it
Luke
off.
Cage has moved back into the neighborhood.
Luke, you got canceled off Netflix. and now-
I got canceled.
but you're back. That's good. That's good. I'm glad to have you back in the
my
neighborhood.
house burned down.
That was not me. I
I
swear
waited
to
for 3
God.
years and my motherfucking house burns down. This is bullshit, Ray.
Later, Luke.
Ah, bitch.
Man, I love that guy. I'm glad he's back.
I am too. I missed him.
Oh, I know why you
I
love him.
don't
It's
miss him.
because
That was
you
scary.
and him share a love of yellow shirts.
That's right.
Yellow shirts and stamping around places. All right, so let's get some news. We talked about the PlayStation Classic, and we got a list of the games that are going to be on this Classic. So let me read these off real quick.
Don't need to.
I don't know a lot
There
of these.
wasn't that many good games on it.
Battle Arena,
Toshiden.
Toshiden, Cool
the
Borders.
original,
Yeah.
not
Okay.
the sequel.
I don't know. Cool Borders 2. I
Never
don't know
heard
what
of
I
happened.
fucking loved Cool Borders 2.
What
Just
happened to
We'll
two was
skip
fun.
you.
What happened to
Yeah.
cool Borders 1?
2 was the better.
That was
Yeah.
2 was better, but so was Battle Arena to Shinden 2. It was better than the first
Destruction
one.
Derby,
Never heard of it.
Final Fantasy 7, which is that's
Why
a good
not?
one.
I love it. But
Grand
come
Theft
on.
Auto, that's a great one to have on there.
I'm curious.
no.
No, not
Is it the
original.
overtop in Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto?
it's,
Yes.
it's
The
the
OG.
top view one.
Yeah, this is the
Those are so
original Grand
fun.
Theft
No,
Auto.
they're not.
Yes,
It
they
was
were.
so shitty.
I used to play that
I used
on
to
my
rent 'em.
laptop.
Used to rent them.
Yeah, like from Mr. Movies before Grand Theft Auto got the giant reboot that happened on the PS2.
Yeah, with Grand
on
Theft Auto 2.
PlayStation 1, I
Or
used
Vice
to
City.
play
Three.
the
Vice City.
over the top ones
3,
all the
that's right.
time,
Yeah, it's all
and
they
I
had.
and I loved them.
Okay.
And because I remember it was very similar to like when WoW came out. My buddies, like, I'm playing World of Warcraft, and I was like, this isn't the World of Warcraft I remember.
It was
It's-
just Warcraft.
Yeah, and then Craft, like same with Grand Theft Auto. I was like, man, this is a lot different than what I'm used to.
Intelligent Cube,
Yeah.
never even heard of that.
idea what that is.
Jumping Flash,
No.
Yeah.
Metal Gear Solid, that's pretty cool.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, the OG Metal Gear one.
Mr. Driller,
Mm.
the fuck?
That was actually my favorite porn.
yeah, I was gonna say, that's what Katie's going to call TJ later. Oddborn,
Mr.
Oddworld,
Filler and Mr.
Abe's Odyssey.
Driller.
no, yeah, Abe's
That
Odyssey.
I enjoyed.
Those
that
are
one.
good.
Yeah.
Those are great games.
Rayman,
Okay.
Those
that's
are
me.
popular.
Resident Evil, the director's cut,
That was fun.
There's been
But
a bunch
it's that
of them.
tank control, so
Yeah.
Revelation Persona,
Yeah.
That's pretty. Isn't that a
I
pretty?
never played Persona.
Oh.
Never done them.
I thought people loved the Persona.
They do,
They
but I've
do.
never played
I just
them.
never played
Ridge
them.
Racer Type 4,
Ridge
Okay.
Racer was
Racer.
popular.
Yeah.
Super Puzzle Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo.
That
It's-
must be a Japanese game.
No, it's
No.
a puzzle. It's like
Turbo
Tetris
Fighter?
meets.
How do you know this?
I've played it. It's Tetris meets Street Fighter.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
form blocks and you do moves on your opponent. You knock their health down.
Siphon Filter.
Siphon Filter.
That
That was
was-
a fun game for its
Yes.
time. It was a third-person shooter.
Okay.
Well, it's stealth
that's right.
game.
Tekken 3.
Oh yeah.
Tekken 3.
Tom
Oh,
Clancy's Rainbow Six.
Fuck yeah,
Okay.
man.
That was a huge fucking game back then.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was never a
and
fan.
Wild Arms.
Although
why,
I can't-
why hasn't there been a new Twisted Metal in like 45
They
years?
had
There
one come
has-
out on.
Did they?
Was it PS3?
Yeah, PS3 had one, and it didn't do that great.
Nah. It was.
PS2 had a couple, and Twisted Metal
Yeah.
Black, I think, was on PS2.
Black was pretty good. I felt the one on when that came out for 3 was just so over the top. And which I
Yeah.
mean the game was already over the top, but they really went for it and it just landed flat.
What was
game-
the really big race car game on PS1?
Gran
Need for
Turismo.
Speed or
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
I'm surprised there's not a
I'm
Gran
shocked
Turismo.
Gran Turismo's not on there. I'm kind of
Right, yeah, that was
surprised
very
that
big
Jet
one.
Moto's not on there.
Dude, I
Yeah.
wish Jet Moto
I
was on
love
it.
Jet Moto.
Jet Moto,
Surprised.
the Heaven and Hell level.
Crazy
was
Frog Arcade's
fucking
not on
most badass.
Crazy Frog
Surprise.
Arcade.
Wait, so that was a PS2 game. Hear me out, guys. I don't know how you fellas feel about the PlayStation 1 Classic here,
Boo.
but for me,
I think it's a waste of money.
Well,
yeah,
real quick, it comes out on December 3rd. It's $99, which is more than the NES Classic and the Super NES Classic
Got to
is.
pay all those royalties
Yeah,
for them games.
but anyway, continue on that. Knowing that, while Nathan
Sorry.
bottle chomps
Just
there.
very thirsty. This is ice.
Cool.
so broke my train of concentration with all that fucking bottle bullshit.
Racket.
Anyway, my thing is that I feel with the Nintendo Classic and the Super Nintendo Classic, those games, although old,
Or timeless.
They're classic. They're
Were-
actually classic.
they were the master. They were masterfully done.
Yeah.
You know, they were the height of that game type. You know, side scrollers, platformers, whatever they are. With this PlayStation 1, it's like the very early beginning of modern type gaming.
Yeah.
And the graphics definitely don't translate over well. A lot of times I feel
And they're not
the-
even nostalgic.
the controller scheme.
Yeah, the mechanics of
Yeah.
it.
Now, I think for people that are about 5 to 10 years younger than us, Ray,
Uh-huh.
I feel this is a very nostalgic system for them because that's what they grew up on. That was their Nintendo.
I'll agree with you on
But
that.
you know, I grew up on it as well. I was just a little older, but I feel that the games are at this weird interval to where they're newer than Nintendo and Super NES games, but they're more dated.
Yes.
Yeah. These are absolutely dated things. These are not like classic games.
No.
Some of them are, but
Some of them are classic for the like generation of gaming it was, but none of these are Super Mario World.
Yeah.
You know,
The thing that I find most odd about this is why they're choosing the games that they chose. Like Battle Arena Toshinden. That game looks like garbage. It looked
does.
like garbage when 2 came out.
yeah.
I mean, it's
Maybe it's the processor they have for it. It can't support a lot of stuff. I
It's
don't
the
know.
same processor that ran 2 and 3. Like Tekken, I think it's Tekken 1 that's on there, right?
3.
Or Tekken 3's on there?
Yeah.
Which would
Okay.
be the nice.
That's a good
nice
one, yeah.
Tekken 3 that's a great example then. Why are you putting Tekken 3 on there and not Battle Arena Toshinden 2 or something?
Maybe it's what they already own.
Yeah.
Because this almost seems like an afterthought. And I guess you can argue because a lot of the stuff's available in the PlayStation Store that it's a little superfluous.
Yep.
But it's the same thing with the SNES and Nintendo Classics. These are available in the Wii shop. I don't know. I just feel...
I figured they would have done.
I don't know. I would like to see how it does.
Yeah.
oh, it's
It's
a
just-
fighter.
It's just not it's just not a product for me.
I am not the target audience for this.
100% unenthused for this.
Yeah.
I can find another way to play Final Fantasy VII, but the thing I don't get with this,
download it on a PlayStation 4.
Oh no,
For
I'm
like
saying from the store.
$5.
Yeah,
I don't think it's $5. I think it's like $20 or something.
It
dumb.
probably
Catch a sale.
is.
get a sale.
The thing I would have thought they would probably been better for them to do their greatest hits. Put some of those on there.
Those all were greatest hits titles. The ones he read off on there all hit. Almost all of those hit greatest hits title.
What does
status.
something have to do to hit a
A
greatest
certain
hits?
amount of sales.
They had
Okay.
I think it was 200,000 for
Yeah.
PlayStation 1.
Because if they would have had Symphony of the Night on there, I would have been fucking fine with that.
That's a Konami issue, not a Sony issue.
Yeah,
But they have Metal Gear Solid on there.
I also feel like the selection of games, the SNES and NES were limited, but I feel like there were some very seminal titles.
I think on these also, I mean, this is 100% guesswork, but I think they're like, we need to get X amount of flagship huge games. Like you said, they got Grand Theft Auto, they got Tekken, and even though they didn't get the real
Final
Grand Theft
Fantasy
Auto,
VII.
and like those are the
Metal
ones,
Gear, Twisted
and those
Metal.
are the ones they put out there that like that's the selling points, and
Yeah.
then from there they get cheaper titles to fill out, so you're getting multiple games.
Yeah.
And that's how that list reads
Because I think
to me.
some people some of those Final Fantasy, Metal Gear, Grand Theft Auto. I think some people will pay the price for that.
Like when I hear those, I'm like, man, I would love to play Grand Theft Auto. That was not Grand. I keep saying Metal Gear Solid, the first one. I haven't played it in years. It was so fun, but it's not going to hold up for me personally. I know it won't because that game was so magical at that time in my life when I was young.
And it looks like
playing
garbage
it,
now.
and the graphics were amazing at a time when
Yes, at the time.
whose footprints are these and all those things. Now it's going to look so blocky and shitty.
Yeah.
It looks terrible,
And,
but it's still a lot of fun.
Yeah, and then the same with Jet Moto. I played Jet Moto 2 for fucking hours. That was
Jet Moto's not one of them.
I thought I said it was. That man.
That was the one that he said.
See, if
should
that was
be.
on there, I'd have been like,
Yeah.
holy shit, I fucking
I
love
remember Jet Moto. Jet Moto was fun.
It was a blast. No, Cool Borders. I played a lot of Cool
Okay, Cool
Borders.
Borders
It was
too.
actually a pretty fun game.
What was that? What
Tony
was
Hawk.
that?
It's just a snow.
Tony Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah, see but that probably that proper
That's money.
Yeah.
because it was a snowboarding game. That's all that was.
Okay.
It's just do tricks and stuff, but it was just a lot of fun at the time. So,
Weird.
I agree with all you guys. It's totally not. We're not the target audience. We're on the upper ends of the 30s and going on to 40s.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So this is not.
although
us.
I played the shit out of PS1, it just doesn't have a special place in my heart the same way
Now-
that Nintendo did.
I know some people have used their
Drugs.
NES Classic and the SNES Classic and used it. They've modded to run it as an emulator.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean,
if that was the case with the PS1, I would do it.
I would almost consider the PS2 more of a classic
Yes,
system than the
yes.
PS1.
the PS2 is absolutely, and it had such a catalog.
Dude, that catalog was insane.
Endless.
I feel like they're probably still putting out
P-
PS2 games.
PS2
No, they-
also
sorry,
like
Mike.
had the longest.
got to the point where like the graphics started getting a lot smoother and cleaner as
like
well.
God of War, the original
Yeah.
God of War looks amazing.
And
Final
two.
Fantasy X.
yeah.
I thought that was a
If
beautiful
this-
game.
If this
7 is the
does
classic
okay,
Final
they will
Fantasy
get a
right now.
PS2 classic.
Hey,
Which is so funny because it's like it's slowly just catching up where it'll be like PS4 classics.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, I still
'Cause
got a PS4.
I was trying to sell a PS2 at the yard sale,
Yeah.
and no one bought it. Yeah, you want to buy it? $10. It comes with Final Fantasy games.
That's pretty rich.
Yeah, that's
I'll
pretty
holler
rich.
at you
PS2.
Tuesday.
Just spray paint classic
Okay.
on it.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead and get it, Chuck.
Oh, you wanted to get it?
No, go ahead.
Let's discuss this later.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
All right, so moving on, Adi Shankar is in talks to produce a Legends of Zelda TV show. You might not recognize the name. I didn't at first, but I looked the dude up, and he's produced Castlevania
Or
Netflix.
the Netflix
for
show?
Netflix.
Okay.
Castlevania. He did the Power Rangers short with Katie Sackhoff and James Vanderbeek,
Awesome.
which was incredible. He did Dirty Laundry with Thomas
Yeah.
Jane, the
Loved
Punisher,
I
it.
get to watch
and
that.
he also produced Dread.
Really?
Really?
Nice.
Yeah. So he's in talks to be doing this. No one knows. It hasn't been announced yet. Is this live action or is this animation? But with him being involved with Castlevania and it doing so well,
Yeah, season
It's
2
rumor-
was really good.
it's rumored that it's probably going to be an animated thing.
I think that's the only way you can live up to the hype of what.
What Legend of Zelda would be.
Yeah,
If this goes through, this is big because Nintendo
Doesn't do shit.
Yeah, since Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah,
does not do this type
they
of stuff.
did one other thing. There's Castlevania. Castlevania's been.
That's not
That's
a
not
Nintendo
Nintendo.
property. That's
Oh,
Konami.
okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
but I could see them looking at the quality that, like, say, with Castlevania, what Netflix does and the care and handling.
Yeah.
And I could see them saying, okay, maybe it's time for us to look back at doing, actual entertainment movies again.
Yeah.
Especially if they go animated, because it's easier to control and you can build that world out, and you're not, tied to budgets and things like
I mean,
that.
if it does well, man, the next one you got to go Metroid, I think.
Well, which is funny because Brie Larson, her Halloween costume this last week
Was Samus?
was Samus, and she has said on the internet, like, someone tweeted to her, "Oh, too bad we'll never see a live action." She said, "Oh, I would hate for that to happen because I want to play her." So,
From the bottom of my heart, I would love to see that because I'm a huge Samus fan and I am a huge Brie Larson fan. In fact, I'm going to be looking up her
outfit.
She does one every year. That's just like she's one of the people that does an amazing Halloween costume.
She looks
every year.
amazing as Samus here. Oh,
And send it out to us, Mike.
Yeah, I would love to see it.
I don't want to share this.
Come on.
Too bad
Just
the
for me.
internet's already sharing it to you.
But I mean, they could do a live action
Send it
because
to
they
me
did there was
personally.
a fan film, Metroid, when I think it was the Sky Calls, and dude, that was amazing. So
Yeah.
well, and
maybe
and
they could do
I
a
would-
live action.
I would love this dude to. I mean, he's just the producer, but that Power Rangers short was fucking badass.
Was it the YouTube one? The
Yeah,
series?
it was the one that was
Yeah.
Katie Sackhoff and James Vanderbeek, which is Dawson.
Yeah.
So
I don't want your life.
that was so good, and of course we talk about Dirty Laundry all the time.
Yeah.
And Dread was so good.
I'm shocked you haven't seen Dirty Laundry, Chuck.
I know. I have.
I
Not
thought
seen
we
it
had
yet.
shown it.
No,
to
you've
you.
No, I've
seen
not
it.
seen it.
You have this.
So I would love to see a Zelda Legend of Zelda live action.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be animated.
Yeah, yeah.
I just hope we get there one day where it can and not just see one. I want a good one.
Yeah, you haven't seen Legend of Zelda animated either since the old Super Mario Brothers TV show back in the day.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
So talking about
Excuse me,
Was it-
princess.
Well, wasn't there also a cartoon where there was a kid who had the Nintendo shooter gun?
Captain
Captain
the Game Master. And he fought Mother Brain and King Hippo and
Now that was a fucking cartoon.
Oh,
fucking
God.
Kid Icarus was one of his buddies.
Pit.
And, yeah, Pit.
It was Pitt, Belmont.
Yes.
Oh,
I gotta watch that show.
no idea
'cause
what you're talking about.
What?
I never saw this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a kid who was transported in the Nintendo world. It was all animated. He had a Nintendo light gun.
Oh yeah,
as
he
a
had the gun and the glove.
Yeah.
he had,
And
like,
he would
the
whip
football-
ass with,
he had, like,
with Link
I
and
do
shit.
remember this
Yeah, he had
now.
his letter
Awesome.
jacket, the Letterman jacket. All
Yeah,
the time.
yeah,
Talking
yeah.
over me.
Sorry, Mike.
Chuck.
I'm sorry.
God damn you.
Yeah.
I'm
It was
gonna make a
weird.
professional podcast.
not long after that, the Super Mario Brothers came out and just fucked everything.
Destroyed
for
everything.
everything.
That I love that show. It's weird live action
No,
Luigi and Mario.
No, I meant the movie. With,
Oh yeah,
with
that
Zama.
ruined everything.
Yeah, Nintendo's like, well, that and the what's the Magnavox system that came out? That
Magnavox.
oh shit, it was
Haven't heard.
Really,
That's
game
a name I haven't
CDI?
heard.
yeah the
It-
Philips CDI that had the Legend of Zelda games on it that were fucking horrible.
And the Mario games.
They had licensed them out to
Oh yeah.
They looked
and they
like
were like,
It was
no.
once bitten, twice shy for them.
Yes.
because it was they looked like they tried to go like a Dragon's Lair route, and it was just like a 5-year-old drew it, and it was just horrible.
It was bad.
Don't forget
Bad
about
news.
Dennis Hopper and his love of being in huge bombs
Yeah.
like Waterworld.
I love Waterworld.
Speed.
Waterworld is still
I
really
love
good.
Waterworld.
I
It
love
was a
Speed.
goddamn- Speed was not a bomb. Speed
Speed
was
was
a
good.
blockbuster.
Buster.
Speed had bombs all over it.
Speed
Damn
was
it,
the
TJ.
blockbuster. People
They're
still
driving
make
a bomb.
under
Damn it.
55 miles an hour jokes. That movie's fucking over 20 years old.
I've never seen Speed.
Fuck you.
So loud in my
So
ears.
we're
Just don't
talking
watch
about
Speed
Netflix
2.
and stuff. We don't know who's going to be doing this Legend of Zelda. But Speaking of Netflix, Henry Cavill is going to be playing. Who's he playing from The Witcher?
Geralt.
Yeah.
Geralt. I've never played The Witcher. I know nothing about this. But they had
Good
a
games.
screen test of what he's going to look like as Geralt. Geralt, not Jur. Not Jur. From the Netflix show The Witcher. And what were y'all's thoughts? We watched this a little bit earlier before the podcast.
It looked like a screen test.
Yeah.
It absolutely looked like a screen test.
I didn't think it looked bad. I only played Witcher for a bit. I didn't get into it, weirdly.
I think with some additional makeup,
Yeah.
some scars and some
De-aging.
aging and stuff.
I do
Not
feel that he's
de-aging,
trying
aging.
My bad.
kind of pretty boy him. If that's what he's going to look like, I think people will get mad because he did look he looked more elf than
Yeah.
he looked
Mhm.
to the Witcher.
Should we say he looked like a combo of Legolas and who?
Raiden
from
Yeah.
Mortal
Yes.
Kombat. That's what a lot of people online have been saying. And this is a screen test.
Well, honestly, because facially he looked very similar to that guy.
Yeah, he did.
Like to the guy Raiden from Mortal Kombat. So you put white fucking blonde hair on him, and
Yeah. I thought the wig looked a little rough, but again, we're talking about a screen test, so I mean, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
not.
gonna.
There's no
I
production
think
yet to it.
or I don't know if they do contacts anymore for these or not. But
I don't know.
Yellow
Could.
contacts on, and
Mhm.
and he'll be good to go.
Cool.
But also, it's a role he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's something he wanted to do and everything. I don't think he's going to go half-assed when he gets on there,
Yeah.
and I don't think he's going to let himself look bad when he gets in there too.
I haven't
he's
seen a
supposed to
lot of movies where I feel like Henry Cavill actually got to act.
Mhm.
Because I don't feel like he acts. I don't feel like he gets to at all in the DC movies.
about 50%.
Yeah.
I think Man of Steel is the closest he's come to really.
Well, and I'm sorry
But it
about
wasn't a
that,
lot.
but
It wasn't a lot, but there's some really good
there
stuff
is.
in it.
But I think with doing this role with Geralt for The Witcher, I think it'll be something that'll open up more doors.
that's what I'm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to actually see his spectrum of acting ability in
Yeah.
this. So it's probably a little bit off still. I don't know when we're supposed to be expecting it. But
2019.
2019. Okay.
That's next year, or a few weeks from now.
Let's talk about Disney Play for a little bit.
I'm
So-
getting more excited for this.
Okay, so let's talk about this. So there's we've already heard that there's supposed to be a Loki
Yes,
limited series
Mm.
that's going to involve Tom Hiddleston.
Yes.
He's going to play Loki on a TV show, which is
Mhm.
pretty awesome. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bentley apparently are in because we've heard there's a Scarlet Witch, and it's being rumored that Paul Bentley's going to be
Vision.
reprise his role as Vision on it. And then we heard that there's going to be a limited series that's going to be Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're bringing in all
Kind of
all-
like a buddy cop type movie.
that's what it sounds
show.
like. And with the little bit of tension that we had between them in, was it Civil War? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like I don't know.
Can you move your seat? No. You know, that kind of stuff.
But then they're both like
They're Steve's best.
staring down old Steve pretty hard when he's kissing that girl. It's like, yeah, you hit that guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
They're both Steve's best friends. So the cool thing about this is the first Marvel shows that Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige will actually head up.
Yeah.
So like they'll be
They're
involved.
dumping money into this.
They're
Mhm.
dumping a bunch of money into this.
And they're also when they were asking him about it, he's talking about, well, comic books are like the most
Serialized
long-form-
thing, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, so we're going to get a chance to really get these characters out there and get some real characterization. I'm like,
So they're going to
yes.
flesh them. They're going to flesh them out.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be especially really good because there's going to be a new Captain America.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to have to happen. And these are the two guys that could
Are the
take
front
over.
runners.
Yeah. Either one of these two guys have taken over the mantle before in the comics. So being able to flesh out their characters a little bit more, because they're side characters in every movie they're in. They're
Yeah.
side characters. But I'm also excited that these are just they're talking about them like limited series.
Yes.
Like
So,
they're going to do it's either going to be a mini series or it's going to be a one season. This is a story.
one and done.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good way to go on this. I've always I don't watch a lot of anime or anything, but I appreciate that they a lot of times will have a set story they're going to tell, and
Tell the
that's the
story
thing.
and
And
be
then
done.
if they do another one, That's a completely different story, and they
It's
have
a
it
different
already ready.
season, so yeah.
Yeah, not even a different season. It's a different show.
story arc.
So that's why you have a lot of anime stuff that's like whatever the title is, whatever the subtitle is, because they've got another story they want to tell from that world. And watching through Daredevil season 3, I feel like that should have been like that. That like at the end of season 3, I feel like the Daredevil story for Netflix is done. I did not feel like that with any of the other Netflix shows yet.
You got a finality, a conclusion.
Yeah, I feel like they could conclude right then. So I'm excited that maybe we're going to get something like that, where they're like, "This is what we're going for. This is
our
the
story
we want to tell."
We could tell more if we wanted to.
Yeah,
but we can end it right here too.
Yeah.
and I think that's going to be really good.
I think these are great characters to do that with as well. With the exception of Loki, all these other characters have felt kind of like plot devices more than characters.
Yes,
especially Scarlet Witch, Vision.
And
Bucky. And Bucky. All of those three especially have felt like reasons for other characters to do things.
Yeah.
This
Now-
sounds like the most boring people from the Marvel
Oh,
shows,
no.
movies.
They haven't been fleshed out yet, man. So there's no timeline established for these shows, like when they're happening.
No.
Okay.
So
It's 2022.
Disney Play launches in 2019. They're going to want to have something ready to go when that launches.
So I'm just saying, it's like
I was thinking that's going to
wondering,
be the
like,
Star
are these
Wars.
like pre-Infinity War?
maybe.
Like how?
No, we don't know any of that.
That's what I'm saying. So
I think Clone Wars is supposed to be up for when it launches. I think the Clone Wars season 7 is
and the
supposed to be
Mandalorian
ready.
is another thing they're working on.
Because that's in the middle of shooting. So
Yeah.
that sounds like that's going to be on point.
Let's talk about other spin-offs, because we were talking about spin-offs. Game of Thrones. They've talked about this for a long time. Game of Thrones is coming to an end with the next season.
Yep.
There's a spin-off. It's going to be titled The Long Night. And it's going to be during the Age of Heroes, thousands of years before
Good.
the current Game of Thrones.
Good.
Naomi Watts has been cast in one of the main as one of the main characters in this. You may know her from King Kong, The Ring, Mulholland Drive. She's an actual legit actress. She's done things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other people they've cast. Looking through their IMDb, I didn't recognize a lot of the stuff that they were in. What are y'all's thoughts on this prequel-ish of Game of Thrones, or continuing the story?
Just keeping that
I'm
universe
100%
alive.
down.
Yeah.
I am good for I was on my soapbox saying this is what they should have done with Star Wars when they were talking about continuing everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think going to the far past where nothing is really going to be.
There's no connections that you can
there's
find.
no connections. You can tell a story and there's no
You
repercussions.
do already have some of the lore.
But it's lore.
You'll have
Absolutely.
You'll have lineage that you can, there'll be
Yeah.
people of names, but it's not like
But you don't know what they did in 1,000 years.
fucking
That
Tyrion
gap.
Lannister's not going to show up.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
all new characters.
And you're going to. But the nice thing with these kind of like thousands of years, not just like a generation before or something like that, is thousands of years before, those tales can get just
Blown out of proportion.
just told and retold and retold and retold. So by the time they're referencing them in Game of Thrones, they could be completely different from what the actual truth was. So you can just tell whatever the fuck you want in this.
Exactly.
And another
absolutely.
thing about it is, I'll say, because I think it was you talking about it, or it was Nathan, you actually could find a connection with these characters, because I remember, I'm going to bring it back, when y'all were talking about the Hobbit trilogy. You knew only certain characters were going to make it to the Lord of the Rings, so you didn't care. No, it was you. You didn't care about all the dwarves, because they're not mentioned, so you
Also,
don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, The Hobbit
There's
was
sense of
just
danger.
not a well-made
No. I'm
trilogy.
Just, no, it's
so
the fact that it's like,
Shouldn't have been a trilogy.
like,
no.
Bilbo's in it, Gandalf and all them, but none of the other characters, so you're not going to invest in Thorin Oakenshield because he's not in the next trilogy. You don't give a shit. You're not going to invest.
But there's
you
still,
don't know
there's
anything about them.
things that can happen to a character that aren't just death,
yeah.
and that can still build tension and tell a good story. You can
Mhm.
still have a good story knowing that they're going to die, or thinking that they're going to die. And Hobbit is in the past. It's not 100 or 1,000 years in the past, but it's like 30, 40, 50
80.
years.
It's 80.
80, okay, yeah,
But
80 years in the
you didn't-
past.
You didn't get attached to any of those characters except for the main ones that were going to be in the next trilogy
I
because it was
think
a prequel.
No, I think the reason for that is just bad writing and bad filmmaking.
Someone who's done great writing in this, and I bring it up whenever I can because you should go read it if you can, is Jason Aaron on the Star Wars books.
Oh, God, yes.
He does a great job of putting you in suspense and tension and everything. You know there's nothing going to happen to these characters.
This is in between,
still.
what, 2 and 4 and 5? So
Yeah.
you know, like, Han Solo is not going to die. But you're still, like, there's the tension there.
Yeah, there's still that tension. You're still
'Cause it was a
on the
great
edge of
story.
your seat because the story
It's a good storyteller.
well written. Yeah, he's great. Go read it.
So,
But go on.
moving on from that, live action not Teen Titans, live action Attack on Titan.
I thought
A lot of Titans going on.
Mhm.
Attack on Titan, we're getting a live action, and the director Andy Machete. That can't be right, but we're going to go with it
so
because
this
that's
is
more
like a
badass.
U.S. version of
Yes,
Attack on Titan. Okay.
this is a live action Attack on Titan.
They did a Japanese version also.
Netflix has
The
handled
director-
these well in the past.
The director is the director from It.
Oh, that's
Oh.
pretty interesting.
What's
So,
the name?
Andy Machete,
Okay.
something like that.
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti Machete.
Chuck's going to correct you real quick.
That's okay.
Oh, there's my phone.
Nathan, I know you've watched Attack on Titan, some of it. I've
Oh,
watched a little bit of
I
it.
watched both 2 seasons.
I
loved
really
it.
liked what I watched. It's just so hard to watch something that's subtitles and do other things, so I have to like just watch it.
I think I like it more because of that, because like you have to pay attention so you
Yeah.
catch every nuance.
Are you excited about an American live action film for this, though?
I have no idea if I should or not. I mean,
It's hard to say because
I-
that's a weird ass
I
show.
feel like this is going to be one of those properties where now it's a good director, so that's why I'm a little hopeful, because it feels like a property they would just try and like do cheap CGI on and not really do like
Can't do cheap CGI on this though.
yeah, you could.
yeah, you could absolutely
Yeah.
you could make a
Oh,
shitty
yeah.
movie. I mean,
There's
like
cash
People
in.
do it all the time.
yeah.
Sharknado, anyone.
But with him just now being attached, I feel like this is something. Give it a couple months, 6 months, and he'll drop out, and then you'll get a new director, and it'll just kind of slowly.
You don't think he's gonna move through with it?
He might. I'm just saying it just feels very early in the
Okay.
stages, and you know,
It's been in the talks for a while.
yeah.
So
Because I know Japan's done a live action or
Yeah.
2 live action. I think they've done 2 movies now.
Maybe I know they've
Maybe.
done one for sure.
I love the story. I think it's a very
Interesting.
The anime is phenomenal. The animation is great. The story is really cool. The lore that they're building, as you wouldn't think they would be able to build such a cool background of these Titans and how they came to be with like the
Don't get me
9.
wrong.
That there's 9 like I can't remember what they're called, but they are the true Titans. And
I
that-
have not gotten that far in the
the
series.
second season,
That's
man,
cool.
they start really breaking it out, and like
Okay.
essentially Titans were controlled by people, and there was wars and stuff. It's
Wow.
it's pretty fucking cool, actually.
Cool.
So I think there's a lot of potential if done well,
Mhm.
because it could be a movie that it'll become a trilogy right away, because there's so much that's being written for it. We'll see is the key thing. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
get excited right now.
Yeah. Julius Avery, he is the director of Overlord that has not even come out yet, but it's a lot of people, it has a lot of hype to it. We've talked about it a couple of times on here. He has been hired to direct a new Flash Gordon reboot by Fox.
I've yet to see the
You
original.
have to keep
the soundtrack.
the Queen soundtrack.
Yeah, right?
Like, I asked this question with no irony. How bad could it be? It cannot be any worse than the original Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
I feel like Flash Gordon was one of those things that was probably incredible when it first came out, because it is definitely one of the things George Lucas has said.
We owe everything to Flash Gordon.
But I feel like it is probably, unless you have a completely revolutionary director and writer past its prime, everything that's come after it that's built off of it has kind of buried it.
It's very John Carter from Mars.
Yeah.
It's why are we going to like the early 1900s to get
Yeah.
some kind of property to throw up here on the screen.
It
Because
does
it's
feel-
easier than thinking of something
Yeah.
new.
That's true.
It does feel like something that will just flop. I mean, and maybe we're wrong. I don't know. It's just like I remember seeing the old like
I haven't
The
seen it.
80s one.
yeah.
I used to watch some of the old. No, never mind. I'm sorry. Sometimes I get Flash Gordon and Buck Rogers in the 21st century mixed up.
Yeah,
I do that.
I
with
used to watch
Buckaroo
Buck
Banzai.
Rogers.
I've seen
Buckaroo Banzai.
I've seen some of the old serials of Flash
Banzai.
Gordon from the 30s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I fucked it up, but
And
then
they're-
you fucked it up, so don't.
They're
feel bad.
okay.
That's okay.
And I get why they would be popular back then.
if they do
Um,
true Ray Punk,
Oh yeah, Ray
The
Punk.
yeah.
That would be cool.
My favorite punk.
Like,
figured.
like if war broke out in the Jetsons universe.
Yes.
I was around 6, 7 when the
When
80s
Flash Gordon came out.
You were
The
so-
original
you were
Flash Gordon
16?
came out.
So I was kind of in that prime spot to be wowed by it.
Okay, so were you wowed by it?
I mean, when I was a kid, yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. But
No. As a kid, you're not like, man. As a kid, you're like,
No,
oh
I
my
thought it
god,
was-
spaceship.
We're talking about TJ here.
but this is also when
His expectations have been tempered.
TJ
This
loved
is
when-
it because TJ said, "Meh."
it's when old Christopher Reeve Superman was flying around too. So
That's true.
Yeah.
it's not Superman level, but it's up there in like the nostalgia hierarchy.
So we
Dude,
think
and-
it's probably gonna bomb.
It's gonna bomb hard.
Well, to add on to that, the talking about the director from Overlord. Overlord releases on November 9th
Okay.
of this week.
I know y'all
Yeah.
are into that.
No wonder
Yeah.
what I'm.
I can't
doing.
believe you're
Yeah.
not into that, Ray.
Really?
It
How are
looks
you-
cool.
I know.
I don't know. I think
I'm not a horror
I think
guy,
it's one
but
of
that
those
looks
things
cool.
When I don't know, I got to a certain age and horror stuff
Where cool
I
shit
used-
stopped being cool.
No, horror stuff. It's just horror because No, it is for me. I used to watch.
That doesn't look like a horror
the
movie.
most fucking crazy horror films ever. I would search them out,
Like what?
all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to give you a list right now. I watched a lot of shit back then, but now I just don't care as much anymore.
This is like 28 days later. 28 days later meets Hitler meets badassness.
What this looks like to me is that somebody got away with making a fucking Wolfenstein movie.
that's
Yes.
what it looks like. Yeah.
And
This is
that's
exactly what it looks like to
pretty
me.
sweet ass.
Is somebody's like got this cool idea about Nazi zombies and shit.
Yeah.
I have
And-
this cool idea.
And you're going through
I
a
have this
castle
cool-
and you're seeing all this. It's like, man, that sounds really cool.
I have this cool
Is it
movie.
based on anything? No, man. No, it's
Yeah.
completely
Well,
my
it's-
idea.
He's like, hey, can we get the rights to Wolfenstein? No? Well, fuck you. I'm still going to make it.
TJ, thanks for bringing that up. I need to buy the second one.
No, you
What?
don't.
Wolfenstein 2.
Oh yeah.
Thank
That's
you for bringing
Mike's
that back up.
suggestion.
Yeah, but that's the director they're putting in charge of.
Oh yeah.
Attack on
So
Titan.
I don't know.
We'll
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see how Overlord does, and we'll see if he gets to do
Exactly.
Flash.
Drag
Apparently,
rates to
apparently
see it
everyone
with
at
a
Fox
budget.
has loved it, so they're wanting to move
see if-
forward with him.
But everyone at Fox loved
It's
X-Men
Fox.
Apocalypse.
No, absolutely.
And is saying, man, we need to get that X-Men Dark Phoenix out.
Yeah. Michael Rooker. He's BFFs with old James Gunn, and he has said at Walker StarkerCon that James Gunn will be writing and directing Suicide Squad 2.
I wonder if Michael Rooker is going to show up in Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, he's supposed to have a some kind of
What, a
appearance
cameo?
on it, and
Hey,
of course, but Batista wants to have an appearance on it as well, or be something. in
He
it.
could be Killer Croc.
Yeah,
Yeah.
recast Killer Croc.
Breaking his contract with Disney.
Just got BET.
And that's the one. That's the thing I'm wondering about. Rooker's been killed in the Disney
Yeah.
stuff, so
Yeah.
he's got an out.
Davo is not.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has. He was
Well,
snapped.
I
He
know,
was snapped,
I
but-
know.
I mean,
That doesn't necessarily mean he'll come back.
4.
I know, that's very true.
But 4's already been. I mean, before all of this happened, most of that production was already done.
It's not a hard thing to edit Drax out of
It's
a
not.
movie.
It's not.
He just has
He's
to
already
stand still.
invisible.
And
But the article I was reading was saying that how Michael Rooker and James Gunn are really good friends, and he wouldn't speak out of turn on this stuff. This is still like sort of rumor, but it's from Michael
Guys,
Rooker's mouth.
I've got a perfect solution if Dave Bautista does leave and they have kept Drax alive.
Okay, John Cena.
Yes, recast him with John Cena.
Mhm.
then he really will be invisible.
Well, I was gonna say just do him as the original, like Drax the Destroyer with the cape and kind of dumb
With John Cena.
with John Cena. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Deadpool 2.5, the PG-13 version, is due out the December
wanna see
21st.
this.
There's gonna be new scenes to it.
I don't get this. This is
Marketing.
like
This is
weird.
the big thing is that they actually went after this movie, the after Deadpool 2 was filmed. They re-recorded scenes and added extra scenes, and there's going to be completely different scenes.
and it's PG-13.
And it's PG-13, and it's supposed to be more towards like kids and stuff like that. Kids are supposed to be able to like really enjoy this.
I think this is brilliant.
It makes a lot of sense.
No, this is brilliant because for several reasons. Because Deadpool 1 was one of the highest grossing R-rated films. I don't know how this will count as that, but like the reason Titanic is such a high rating film, made so much money is because it was in theaters for so long and it's been re-released
A couple times. Yeah.
So this is I don't know if this counts for that. Like we're going to re-release it and now we're going to make more money.
Are they
on top of it.
re-releasing in theaters? Or?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's going to be in
In
theaters.
December, right?
yes.
Well, I'll
Which
wait.
is, and
I will not go to the theater for this.
Yeah,
this is
I'll go see it.
this is a perfect like meta version as well
Oh
because
yeah,
you got Fred Savage is not just in it, he's reprising his role from the Princess Bride. Yeah, he's not just being Fred Savage kidnapped by Deadpool and made to wear a Bears shirt. He's reprising his whole role from that movie.
See, god damn it, you didn't have to tell me that because now I want to see that on
No,
screen.
I want to go
wanna
see
see
that.
I
that
wanted to
shit.
see it when they put the little screenshot up. I'm like, fuck. Even if this is just like
The opening, and that's
opening
it?
and closing,
As
I
much
would
as I
watch
hate,
the fuck out of that.
as much as I hate like sort of what Deadpool kind of represents now.
Soft
Yeah.
line. You love it.
No,
Yes, you do.
I do. I hate it. Deadpool
don't.
fans are the worst.
It's
usually.
the fans that you hate,
Yeah.
not necessarily him.
But it's some of the stuff. Like I hate the fourth wall breaking all the time. I hate the
All the time.
wildly ridiculous stuff. But I this is so out there. I want to go support this.
Yes.
I want to go see. I'll give them my money.
This is-
it's another $15. I can afford that.
This is ridiculous comic book movie shit.
You know,
Absolutely.
You know what would be great? Because, I mean, I'm a huge Princess Bride fan, but if they did the movie where it's like with the interruptions
oh yeah,
when
I'm
he's reading
sure
the book,
they will.
that would make it
dollars
I'm
a
sure
donut.
they
Racing.
That's how they're going to get past some of the bloodier parts too.
They're going to get past some of the bloodier parts.
Like when
and
it's
That would
ripped
be
in
so
half.
great.
Yeah.
Like these
They're like,
interruptions,
and then
like
he ripped him in half.
That
It
would
was
be
like,
my guess.
whoa.
Yeah. He
And-
ripped him
and
in half?
I guarantee you they're going to bleep out every fucking word.
Yes, or
Which is
change
gonna,
it.
Which is going to be... Oh, God.
Or do the fucking TV version where
Yeah.
it's like you can see the mouth actually moving to say
I want
fuck,
these
and it's
But he
like
says fruit.
Monday
Yeah,
to
or
Friday
fork or
snakes off this
something.
mother flipping plane.
yeah,
That
just
would be
ridiculous
great.
shit. Because man, I'm
I'm
excited
absolutely-
for this.
Yeah, I'm in,
I think I
I'm
am
in
now.
for this. I'm in for this.
I'm definitely in for this.
And moving on, Birds of Prey. It seems that Ewan McGregor is going to be has been cast as the Black Mask, and they're saying this is going to be a rated R film.
I thought it was Birds of Prey was a show they were doing again.
No,
this
they're
is a
doing
film.
a movie. I like Black Mask. Good villain.
Okay.
Kind of keeps it street level.
Yeah,
Keep the street.
Yeah.
Birds of Prey, of course, is going. Harley Quinn is going to be one of the characters in this, which is a weird.
Have they said if she's on the hero side or the villain
They
side?
haven't really, but I assume they're going to try to make her. They've been trying to make Harley a hero for years.
Or if she's on loan from Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Hey,
could
well,
be
I was
it.
about to say, especially if it's Robbie, Margot Robbie.
It is.
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd be very surprised if she's not a hero.
Absolutely.
Mhm. So, yeah, I like Black Mask. He's a good villain. He'll fit the tone well of what they're. We'll see what they're trying to do as far as the direction turn at DC as well.
But
So
Ewan McGregor, though, I mean, I love Ewan.
He's a
McGregor.
great actor.
I
He's a
love
good
him,
actor.
but
What is he? Has he done anything recently?
Big
Star Wars.
Fish.
been
Oh.
shit on by Disney for
Yeah.
his Obi-Wan movie, but yeah.
Oh, and it being rated R is a pretty big deal for the DC stuff. I don't think this is like this. If this was a Marvel movie, rated R, that's a real fucking big deal. A WB movie, yeah, not as big, but still a big deal for a comic book movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think their last one was Watchmen, wasn't it?
Probably, yeah.
So we'll see.
Nathan, you're our big Batman person. What do you think about Black Mask being Ewan McGregor?
I've never really read that much Black Mask in the comics, so
Okay.
and with McGregor, I can't really name too many movies with him besides the big ones.
Yeah.
So hey, he hasn't had any work in a while. Like I said, it makes sense that he would sign up for this.
Trainspotting 2, I think, was the last one that I remember.
I'm sure he
Wow.
needs some sweet blockbuster money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hoping with this and
He was
with
Beauty and the Beast,
Yeah, he
Trainspotting
was
2.
I forgot he was in Beauty and the Beast.
oh
He was Lumiere.
okay.
Yeah.
Did not know that. But yeah, between this and James Gunn taking over for Suicide Squad 2, man, Suicide Squad 1 was so bad, you guys. But
You
now
keep
I'm
forgetting to say ass at the end of that.
I think it was very mediocre.
Yeah, no, it was very.
it was, yeah, I think
wouldn't
it was
say bad.
beyond
I think it's mediocre.
It was your just run of the mill action
wasn't
movie with
Venom.
nothing remarkable
Man,
happening.
but Venom is making so much money. I'm so mad about it.
Yeah.
It was so
Oh,
good, and
God.
you're just so out of touch.
Apparently.
Is it me that's
We're-
out of touch? No, it's the kids.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the audience.
It's these fucking kids today with their rock and roll music and their
They don't know what
Fuck rock
high
and
top
roll.
They don't know what
sneakers.
good comics are.
Yeah.
Old
Comic
Jughead.
movie.
Wow, he hasn't done shit in forever.
All right, moving on.
That's it.
McGregor.
Oh, we had one more thing. The Church of Satan. We talked about Sabrina earlier,
Oh, it is.
and the
bet
Church
Blaze
of
is
Satan
pissed.
has some beef. Yeah, Blaze
Yeah.
is.
I'm sorry,
Blaze
the
is
Church of God
pissed.
does not condone
Did
this
we get
next
Blaze's
segment.
comments on this?
He wrote in his, I just don't like the way they use the representations of Satan in this show. It's very mocking of my dark lord.
What do they mock about him?
So tell me a little bit more about this, Nathan.
So the generalization of it is that we haven't got to it on the episodes we watched, but they have imagery in Sabrina that is trademark imagery that the Church of Satan owns. And so legally they have to sue no matter what, because if you use trademark imagery on a show and you don't pay for it, you got to be sued. But they say one of the main reasons they are is that the Sabrina show is mocking their religion with the over satanic tones and stuff like that. It's pure The Onion. Like, I felt like it was an Onion article, but it's
yeah.
not. It's not. It's real world, because I was like, you think. I'm not a Satanist, so I can't really speak too much. I just like Satan. I think he's cool. Rock and roll, Kiss, Black Sabbath.
Dave Grohl was amazing.
those are your big ones.
That's
Black
my big-
Sabbath.
Black
Well, so here's
Kiss,
my
Kiss,
thing that
Ghost.
annoys me about it. Why would you sue? I mean, like you said, it's trademarked.
You have
But
to.
this, I know. But this is on a national platform, Netflix. Millions of people see this.
Exactly. You got to
This is
sue.
getting word out about what you believe in. Wouldn't you think that's a good thing?
No,
Chuck, you don't want it misrepresented.
Yeah. Well, no, I guess what they're saying, even if they agree with it, if you use trademark imagery and you don't pay for it, you
Yeah.
have to be sued.
I understand that.
Look
So-
what's happened to Scientology because
I don't
they've
give a
been
shit about them.
misrepresented.
Fuck them.
and they will sue you the hell away.
Yeah, they'll sue. They're probably about to
So
sue
we
us.
have nothing
They're
wrong.
they're
Scientology
psychos.
is the best church out there. If you aren't a Scientologist, you're an idiot.
Whatever.
We're about to get
I
off
was
that.
only
TJ's
talking
about
about
to get
how
his
they
ass
were.
sued off.
I was defending how they are misrepresented.
Yeah. But I don't know.
TJ's going to come in with a contoured asshole because they're going to sue it off this week.
But yeah, so I guess from the imagery that's on there, it's very CGI heavy. So they're like, it'd be very simple for Netflix to delete
Remove
that
it,
off or put something in different. So we'll see what happens. But I did find it pretty entertaining because after watching the first episodes, it's such a Satan heavy show.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is just pure marketing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Getting the word out, the good word or the bad word.
it's changed my beliefs.
yeah.
Hail Satan.
Exactly. See that, but even
Hell yourself.
can't really do
Hell
that
yourself.
because they got to
Thank
pay
you.
money to Netflix.
But yeah, that's it.
That's all we got from the news.
Anybody write in?
We it didn't go out on Facebook for some reason, and no one on Instagram or Twitter likes us. So
Well, then that
Fuck
is
you
it.
guys.
This is the show. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Hate
if
you,
not,
sons of bitches.
I'm surprised you stayed this long. We will be back next Monday minus Chuck because
I said 90%.
he sucks.
90%.
ass.
apparently they're doing a controlled burn around Windsong.
His forehead.
No,
He has to find a new location to sleep.
Scruffy has
stroking
decided
the mic stand. No, it's next week will be Veterans Day, so I'm
Scruffy's
like,
putting a new lock on the janitor closet.
It takes about a week or two to break in.
He has to gnaw through the metal.
They better not mess with my nest of T-shirts that I use as a T-shirt.
I love this.
Yeah,
What happened to my bird pants?
there was a trash bag in here full of dirty clothes. That was mine.
Why are you throwing away people's private property?
It's like on Spider-Man. We're going to go to the dump and get the shit.
Let's do that mission.
All right, well, this is Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night,
I gotta
brothers.
pee.
Nerds Who Get Laid Sometimes is recorded at the illustrious Big Brown Record Town Studios in beautiful downtown Lake City. Episodes are published each Monday on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, and Google Play. You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Nerds Who Get Laid. We're at Nerds Who Get Laid on Twitter and Instagram. We're part of the Geeks Worldwide Podcast Network. You can find reviews and articles we write at thegww.com. We're also part of the Modest Pod Podcast Network. We're on FloridaGeekscene.com and also WeBeGeeksPC.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. You can also check out the show notes for links about things we talked about in this episode. Thanks so much.
This has been a production of the GWW Radio Network. Please don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes, Stitcher, and SoundCloud. Also, check out Geeks Worldwide at thegww.com for all the latest news, reviews, and opinions on video games, comics, movies, TV, cosplay, and more. Geeks, assemble!